A quick recap of the chapter that we have learned yesterday. The name of the chapter is A Letter to God by G.L. Fontes. And I told you that he was a Mexican writer. Now, in this story, you have the characters Lencho, the farmer, a woman, older boys, smaller boys, postmaster, the post office employees. Now, the settings. Remember, I have told you that his house was on the crest of a low hill and it was a solitary house. Since he was a farmer, he had on his farm, he grew ripe corn. And from the crest of his hill, that is from his home, he could see the river and ripe corn dotted with flowers that always promised a good harvest. And at home, his wife was preparing dinner. Now, what are the events that have taken place in this? The farmer wanted to see rain so that he could harvest his crop. And yes, his prediction came true. It began to rain. And I told you that the rain was not simply rain, it rained big drops. And he says, these aren't raindrops falling from the sky, they are new coins. The big ones are 10 cents and the little ones are 5 cents. Why does he call them coins? Because this rain would fetch him money to survive. Unfortunately, this rain turned into a hailstorm. A strong wind blew and the rain turned into a heavy hailstorm. The whole cornfield. Yes, what would it be like now? Covered with hails, and it was destroyed completely. So, do you think the farmer was disheartened? Of course, he will be for some time. But let me tell you, this farmer was a learned one and he had a hope and faith on God. So, what did he do? He wrote a letter to God and he asked for help of 100 pesos. He dropped it in the mailbox. And yes, when he dropped the letter in the mailbox, the post office employees found it and showed it to their postmaster. When the postmaster found a letter addressed to God, he laughed, but he was shaken by the faith the man had in God and wrote a letter. So he decided that he must not break this faith in God, and so he collected 70 pesos from his post office employees, and he himself gave some amount in the name of charity and wrote a letter, put it in the envelope and sent it to Lencho. And of course, he signed God at the end. The next Sunday, when Lencho came there with that confidence that he would be getting help from God, he found the letter for him from God and opened it. When he found there that there were only 70 pesos, the postmaster, who was actually watching him, to see the man's expression, but there wasn't any expression. The man was not showing any kind of happiness there. Rather, he was annoyed. And immediately he asked for a pen and paper and writes a letter to God again. And in this letter, you know what I have told you. He wrote, "Please, God, I have asked you 100 pesos and you have sent me only, you have given me 100, you might have given me 100, but I got only 70 pesos, and please send me the rest of the pesos, that is the 30 pesos, but please don't mail those 30 pesos because the post office employees were a bunch of crooks." He calls them crooks because they he thinks they have cheated him. They have taken the 30 pesos from the 100 pesos that God had given him. So now I'm giving you a small task to do, as we always have done, the graphic representation. So make a graphic representation of the title, then Lencho and the postmaster, and next you must answer these questions. Why does Lencho call raindrops as gold coins? And what is the irony in the story? And also write down the theme of the story. Now the answers to these questions I would like to see in the WhatsApp today itself. Thank you. If you have any queries, you may WhatsApp to me. Thank you.